ladies and gentlemen, whether you like it or not, Hedwig!
Merry Christmas, everybody, or Happy Holidays, as the Americans say.
They've got to be inclusive, you know? Got to include everyone.
It's a very American thing to say that, but I also kind of like it.
Yeah. I think my dad gets very wound up by the holidays. Typical, you know, sorry, Dad, if you're listening, but... typical kind of like, oh, why do you have to be politically correct? Well, it's good to be, isn't it good to include everyone and be inclusive and
lots of people are having a celebration of some sort at that time of year, so it's easier to just wish everybody a happy time.
Yeah, exactly.
So yes, thank you for joining us here. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. This is the Midnight Radio Christmas Special.
Woo!
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Insert jingle bell noise.
Oh, you better believe I'm putting jingle bell noises in this randomly. And we're going to, it's going to be a fun time. There's going to be music and everything. You're in for a treat.
Feasting.
Not live on air.
Debauchery.
Well, that's every episode.
Yeah, true.
We are here to talk about something specific, though, something in particular. We are here to talk about the new movie, The Happiest Season.
Hey.
And it is a queer Christmas film. It's happening, people. It's happening.
It's not. I was going to say it's happening again in reference to Twin Peaks, but I think this is the first time it has happened. So
I'm sure there's probably been one, but not so thrust into the spotlight. Like this one's everywhere. The advertising. I know loads of people have watched it. I
heard that it was the first one of its kind, which I can kind of believe because it's only starting to become, I don't want to say progressive, but it's starting to become more normalised. I mean, why does everything have to be heteronormative all the time? That's what was refreshing about this and what attracted us to it.
Well, and also because of who made it. That's the most important thing. Because it could easily just be a bunch of cheap gags. But, is it Clea Duval or Clea?
I say Clea, but it could be wrong.
I'm going with that then. Clea Duval, people. She wrote it, produced it, directed it.
Yeah, she did. She did all those things. And she's a very good actress in her own right as well.
Yeah. Well, we liked her anyway, didn't we? We were always fans.
Yeah. I've not seen the film that she's most famous for called But I'm a Cheerleader.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, I've not heard of that one. Okay.
Apparently that's like a queer film. It was made in 1999 as well, which, there wouldn't have been
and was she out then?
Like that. I'm not sure. It's also got Natasha Lyonne in as well.
Oh!
Yeah, I think Niall really likes it.
Well, I'm on board with the cast. I mean, I don't like cheerleader movies, but if it's like flipping it and subverting it or something, that sounds pretty cool.
Oh, and also, I'm just on IMDb here, Bud Cort is in it from Harold and Maude.
Hey, he's very strange.
And also Mink Stole from the John Waters movies.
Oh, Mink Stole. Literally a drag queen.
And RuPaul.
What?
Oh, this cast sounds great.
We're covering this on the show, people. If you want to hear us cover it, let me know.
I'm not sure if it's a musical, but it sounds good. It says that the plot is a naive teenager is sent to rehab camp when her straight-laced parents and friends suspect her of being a lesbian.
So it's gonna flip the script, isn't it? It's gonna sort of mess with the convention. That sounds great. Okay, we're watching it.
It looks very 90s, so I'm on board.
Actually, I should probably get this out the way first as well. Spoiler alert.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we're just going to talk... We should put in the Star Trek red alert.
Yes. Do that.
Yes, spoiler alert. We are going to just dive right into this and talk about plot points left and right. We might go in order, we might not, but the point is we're going to ruin it. We're going to ruin it. We'll be free and easy. So if you're going to watch it, pause it and go watch it first. But the movie, anyway, it stars Kristen Stewart, or Kirsten, as you always say.
Oh, God, I always get it. I think it's because Kristen isn't a name that you hear a lot in England.
No.
And Kirsten's just a name you hear more.
Yeah, it's not a popular name, but I've heard it more. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got her in it and Mackenzie Davis.
Yeah, I love her. Girl crush.
What do I know her from? Was it Blade Runner, the sequel, you said?
She plays a prostitute in Blade Runner. She has like pink hair. You know, there's that like sex scene.
Yeah.
She participates in that. She's like the physical body, you know, for Joy to inhabit.
That's one of my favourite sex scenes of all time.
The other one being the psychotropic,
Yep.
kaleidoscopic lesbian scene in Hannibal.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
Totally. Those two. Terminator has a good one.
Of course.
Very
tender. Lots of hair.
And the one we made earlier today.
What?
That's staying in.
Oh, was that the door?
Oh my god, travelling through time and space. It is. And what will be left of them wishing you a filthy little Christmas.
Coming cause you have been a bad girl.
All I want for Christmas is my share of the will.
Goodwill to all men, so how about a little help?
The way that you treat me, I'm gonna make you live in fear.
Had my fill of Christmas cheer. Thank God it only comes once a year. Have yourself a filthy little Christmas. Hope you take good care. And like how our troubles will be over this year. But must you mimic that?
If it wasn't for your pension, I'd have kicked your ass long ago.
If it wasn't for the season, you'd be sleeping with the turkeys now. Had my fill of Christmas cheer. Thank God it only comes once a year. Have yourself a filthy little Christmas. Hope you take good cheer. And like how our troubles will be over this year.
But anyway, they start as partners spending Christmas together for the first time.
Aww.
But the difficulty is, of course, Mackenzie's character, Harper, has not come out to her family because she's a coward. No, that's a bit harsh.
No. There's lots of reasons why.
Yeah.
We don't actually know that, do we, at first? We just see this lesbian couple who are very much in love. It's very, very sweetly.
Yeah.
It's very realistic. You know, it's you get a sense of their relationship. They have good chemistry together, the two actors.
Yes, very good.
And then it's on the way to the parents' house. She reveals to her, oh, you know, I haven't actually come out to them yet. So that throws a massive spanner in the works, because what's she planning to do?
Well, they come up with the stupidest idea of all time.
No, but before we go into that idea, what she plans to do, she's planning to propose to her, isn't she?
Oh, yeah.
So she's
Kristen's
like,
character, yeah.
So she's like, right, she hasn't even come out. That might be,
yeah, it's a bit of a leap.
That might be a bit of a problem.
And their grand plan is, Mackenzie Davis is... I need to get the characters in my head. Harper's grand plan is, I'm just going to say you're my friend. Okay, because everybody
Friend
brings
zoned.
everyone brings their lesbian friend home for Christmas, don't they? Yeah. Perfectly normal thing to do.
Isn't that a line in the film? Oh, the gay friend.
Similar to that, yeah.
He's amazing, isn't he? The gay friend who's played by Daniel Levy. Dan Levy.
He's amazing.
I didn't realise he was related to the dad in American Pie. That's his son in real life.
The other Levy.
Yeah. But when I know that, it makes sense because he does look like
He does. When you know, you're like, he's like a more handsome version of his dad.
Yeah.
Not to belittle his dad, you know.
No. He's a legend in his own right, I suppose. But yeah, I love the line when he's like, and she believed you? Has she ever met a lesbian? It's delivered. It's fantastic.
It's so good. Everything he does is amazing. He's one of the best things about the movie.
I think he's great.
And I looked him up. I hadn't seen him before. But, he's perfect. He's hilarious from beginning to end. And it turns out he's in that Schitt's Creek, which everybody seems to like now all of a sudden.
Oh, yeah. I want to watch that, but purely just because of Catherine. Why am I blanking on names today?
It's Christmas. You've been imbibing.
Catherine
Hepburn.
No, the one she's in Beetlejuice. The mom in Beetlejuice.
Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah, I don't know her name, but I know what you mean.
Yeah,
So
because
she's
of
in
her.
it.
Yeah, she's in it, and I believe she's fabulous as always.
I just want to watch it because they always talk about it on Star Wars Minute. I say always. It's come up about 4 times in the thousands of episodes. But
They must like it then.
Well, one of them didn't like it at first, and then gave it a second try and got into it then.
Catherine O'Hara.
O'Hara, yes.
Just think Scarlett O'Hara.
And going back to Claire Duval for a minute, I assumed she would have a small role in this, but I don't think she did. I didn't spot her.
No, she was in the credits at the end, if you remember.
Yeah, but that was kind of
It
like...
was just like an Instagram feed picture.
Was she meant to be... Was that just like a behind-the-scenes photo, or is it like, I am now... This person is a new character you've not met?
I think she's a new character you've not met, but for the purposes of... it's not furthering the plot, so we don't need to know who she is.
Yeah.
But it was a nice touch. Because to be honest with you, there's always the temptation there as a director, I assume, to put yourself in the film, but it's not always the wisest decision unless you are Taika Waititi, because he's just amazing.
Well, I think Claire Duval could do it because she's a good actress, and we speculated this was a personal kind of tale. And when I looked into it a little bit, yes, she says that she wrote the film initially as an autobiography.
Oh, okay.
Like, I'm sure she's changed stuff over, different drafts and whatnot, but she wrote it as an autobiography. And she said that she wrote it so she could see her own experiences play out on screen.
That's nice. That's good.
Yeah. So even more so, though, maybe not the lead, but I just feel like, it would have been nice to just see her as like a character in it. A brief character, like someone at the bar or something. The wonderful bar they go to with Jinx Monsoon and Ben de la Creme.
All heroes.
Yeah, see, we're not going in order, people. I don't care. Jinx, not only is Jinx one of the coolest people ever, but their character's name is the best name of all time.
We clocked that, didn't we, in the credits? What were they called? It was
M, like EM, MK Ultra.
Amazing.
It blows my mind. I want to steal it.
Those two also have great chemistry. We just got done watching their holiday special as well.
I was contemplating reviewing that, but I didn't really know how we would discuss it without just laughing every 2 seconds and repeating jokes that
it's if you haven't seen it, you don't have to be queer to watch it or anything like that. Just if you're a fan of drag, if you're a fan of fun and things like Pee-wee's Playhouse, give that a watch because it's just lots of fun.
Oh, Pee-wee. Go back and listen to last year's Batman Christmas special, people, because that was about Pee-wee. So everything ties together. Look, it's all connected.
Everything's connected.
Yep. Now, Harper, her family and her life, when they actually get there and, they pull the ruse, it's all very posh, very fancy. Like, I'd feel like Abby, Kristen Stewart's character, I'd be totally out of place, like... what's going on here? That never really comes up as an issue, but she's so good at looking uncomfortable and like awkward. I relate to it.
It's played really well in the film because she's gone to meet her girlfriend's parents. she's had this bombshell that a girlfriend isn't actually out, so she's going to have to pretend to be someone she's not. And I suppose that's the whole kind of premise of the film, isn't it? About being true to yourself and not pretending to be something that you aren't. And you can see throughout the whole thing that she is starting to get slowly more and more irritated by it's not. I actually don't think the girlfriend Harper is trying to be mean to her.
No, but sometimes
she's just very misguided, and she's just caught up in all the family crap.
Yeah, but in neglecting her partner like that, it is mean. It
is mean, and I do agree with that. I think she's not thinking straight, but also I know what it's like being like at the family do, where you pass everywhere. This you kind of sort of. It's just so drummed into her that like
it is a bit
thing of
it's a bit like your gatherings actually, yeah.
What she like, let's go and meet this person. Oh, now you meet.
And I'll be sat there waiting for you to come back for 45 minutes.
Oh well, I don't leave you out though. I do always come back to you, but
when you can. Yeah,
but that's the thing. So I kind of I understood where she was coming from. I did think she took it a bit too far. With the kind of, I'm staying out for drinks. Because there's got to be a balance there. And I think she tipped the balance too far the other way. And Abby was already feeling uncomfortable. She's a very proudly queer person. And she's basically having to pretend to be this thing she's not.
Yeah, exactly.
For the whole time. And she's found it very hard to sustain that. I think that might be someone at the door.
How unorthodox. It's Christmas Day, people.
Shouldn't be knocking on Christmas Day.
Let's see who it is. What are all these little elves? Oh my god, it's the Webb! When you said that she stays out for drinks, yeah, because in that bit, she kind of meets up with old friends and an ex, which is awkward.
Who's a boy.
Yeah. And, which, yeah, is she bi? I don't know. I don't think she is. I think she went out with him maybe, because to see.
I think she just went out with him because...
She's supposed to.
It's like a family friend. She probably her family seem quite old-fashioned. They're almost like have suitors and...
Yeah.
In that, it seems like that kind of setup almost. So maybe she just thought that was expected of her.
Yeah, and her family are trying to set her up with him because they think she's straight and single. So they're constantly like, oh, look, who's here? It's your old friend / ex.
And I think she does like him as a person. I think they get on, but it's purely as friends because obviously she's not in love with him.
But he seems like a jerk. I don't know why you would be friends with him. He's annoying. All of her circle are annoying. I'm with Abby all the way. Abby's right. And it's okay to go out with your friends and stuff, but she says, oh, I'll be home in a minute or whatever. And she leaves her there all night, just waiting for her, which is cheeky. And it's with these jerks, these fucking arseholes, who I hate.
Yeah.
I'm with Abby. She starts hanging out with another ex of Harper, played by Aubrey Plaza. Whoop! I love Aubrey Plaza. And I was thinking for a little while, maybe they should get together instead.
No, because she loves her. That's the point of the film, is that it's about finding yourself, and it's about that story coming out to your family and things like that.
I'm being deliberately a bit harsh.
But to be honest with you, you're not alone in that, because when I went on IMDb, so many people hated Harper.
Oh, see, now that is
and we're just
harsh.
like, she's awful, she's a bitch. She, why is Abby with her? Why spoilers, why did they end up together? In the end, she should have just jibbed her off. But I think it's about this pressure that a family put under. And you see that with all the other siblings. They're all under similar pressures.
Yeah, because they're a bit annoying as well, but it doesn't seem like it's almost like not their fault.
No, they've been like conditioned and groomed, and they've been... That's their family, that's their setup, so it's all they've ever known.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't realise until you get to a certain point in your life and you meet people outside of your family, because you've got to be honest, like, your parents make you hang around with people's kids who they're friends with, but they're not necessarily people that are going to be your lifelong friends. Sometimes that does happen.
Oh, I was always a loner.
Well, that and families are all different, aren't they? I mean, my family is very different to yours, but you've travelled around a lot in your life, whereas I've always been here. So I kind of get it from that perspective of there's an expectation of not letting the family down, but also you've got to live your life for yourself as well and do what makes you happy.
Yeah.
So it's important to have that balance, and I think in the film it's really juggling that about that. Harper's not got that balance, but when she's with Abby, she's all wrapped up in that world, and then it's almost like when she goes back home to the family, she's forgotten that she's got all these other things and these expectations thrust upon her.
Don't bring someone else along then.
Well, I think that she wanted to include her in it.
Sometimes it's okay to not be included.
Well, I think that, again, that's the kind of dynamic of the film, isn't it? That's what it explores, and it does it well, and it's quite realistic, I think, the way it's portrayed.
Well, Abby, though, seems to think that maybe Harper's bi, because she's worried, like, she's hanging around with the ex. She thinks he's going to steal her away. And, of course, that's never going to happen.
But that's just insecurity, though, isn't it? Because she's having to pretend, and Harper's having to pretend. Yeah, so she's like, well, how far is she going to take this? Is she going to kiss him to make it look real?
To pretend. A pretend kiss. It wasn't a real one.
Yeah. Well, if that's what's expected of her, how far is she going to go? And that's what she's thinking. Oh, God, is she going to... And she has enough, doesn't she? She has enough and tells her it's over. Yeah,
rightly so, I think.
And her face drops.
It's a good move, a smart move. But all these exes as well seem to just pop out of the woodwork, don't they? Now, I suppose these kind of people, the posh lot, the upper crust, they do...
Stick to their own.
They do. They see each other all the time and they move in little circles. It's weird.
Well, yeah, because later on, sorry, I know we're kind of jumping around.
No, we're going
going
to jump all over them.
because it's hard to go in a linear fashion.
We
don't work linear, do we?
Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. I think we do what feels right for the film in question.
You must do what you feel is right.
Of course.
Oh, I forgot that. So, where was I? When they go to the big bash, because the dad's running for mayor, isn't he? That's his big end game.
Yeah, and that's one reason she won't come out, because it's like, oh, it'll mess up his political stuff.
America. Ugh.
I mean, it's bad enough here. You'd still get... There'd be problems here, but my understanding is America's worse for that.
Yeah, a bit more homophobic. Hopefully we'll get there one day. Let's hope. But when we see this family bash and we meet this sister... I think, is she the older sister, played by Alison Brie?
Yeah, I love Alison Brie too.
She's amazing. I love her in Glow, and she's just a great actress. Not Parks, what's she in?
Community,
yeah. She's great. But, you know, we see that she's married and she's got this husband, and, you know, they're the perfect family. They've got the kids and everything. But you do get a sense that the mum... it's not quite happy with what they do.
Yeah, because they left their high-profile jobs that are well paid to sort of become hipsters making baskets.
Vessels, they call them, don't they? Gift baskets, and I think they call them, vessels. And
tell you what, though, she's like belittling them for it because they were lawyers or something, was it? So she thinks, like, what a downgrade, what a fucking disgrace. But when she explains it, it's that hipster bullshit that does make a ton of money. They're like working with, Goop?
Gwyneth Paltrow's
yeah.
vaginal steam baths.
I think they're probably making more money.
Yeah, they probably are, to be fair. But but you've got to remember, it's a generational thing. The parents probably don't understand that.
No.
They just think, oh, they're going through this weird phase of making hippie crap.
And it is hippie crap, but it's probably raking in the dough.
So my point with that was that you find out later on in the film that this seemingly perfect family are actually going through divorce. And they've not also, so this is another secret within the family that they haven't revealed to the parents for the exact same reasons. Dad's running for mayor, keeping up appearances kind of thing. And you see the husband kissing a woman who's at this do. So they're all, that's what I mean. It's like he hasn't met someone outside of that even. It's still somebody that the family know.
That's so
and
weird
that she
to me.
knows. So, you know, this woman's going to be kind of familiar to the ex-wife. And they're both okay with each other, aren't they? They're business partners at this point.
Yeah, it's not cheating or anything. Because at first I thought, oh, is it going to be one of those stories? I hate that. But then it quickly became apparent that, oh, no, she's fine with it. She just doesn't want anyone to know.
Yeah, because they've not finalised the divorce papers yet. It sounds like they've been split up for a while.
That made it more interesting to me.
Or separated. Maybe they're still living together because of the kids, and the kids would blab to the parents.
Yeah, maybe they've got like separate rooms or something.
Yeah.
Though. I've had friends whose parents were breaking up, but they didn't move into different houses or anything.
I think that might be someone at the door.
Well, what a coincidence. You know, we've been talking about whether our two leads are still an item a few times throughout this, and here are the Unquiet Dead with If You Don't Want Me.
friend who I won't name them, but I didn't actually know this, but I found out from another friend that their parents weren't together, but they still lived together.
Oh yeah,
and that
my
just
friend,
continued though, and they were all fine with it, but they actually weren't a couple.
Oh, that's weird.
It was just like, we're just not
Roommates.
together. We've got kids, but we're not.
I mean, that's nice if you can make it work, but I couldn't.
Whatever, everyone's family dynamic's different, aren't they? I suppose we're being a bit judgmental there, but it's an unusual situation.
Yeah. But, do what works for you. Yeah. It wouldn't work for me, but I'm not you. So.
Nope.
So the dad, Ted, as well, he's, as we say, he's running for is he the mayor he's going for?
Yeah.
Which is not a very prestigious position over here, especially in Liverpool, since our mayor just got arrested.
Oh, God, he did.
As of recording, yes.
He actually did.
For corruption charges. And, so a donor's coming from the council. So they're like, we've got to impress him and stuff. But the kids of Alison Brie's character in that, Abby takes them out for the day. They steal some jewellery and plant it on her.
Oh, it's so rude.
Yeah, not to steal it so they can get it themselves. It's just because they're just being cheeky. They're just being kids. They just think it's funny. But then not only does she get then picked up by the security, but then everybody basically says, it'd be better if you stay away from any upcoming social events. So then she's just on her own in the bloody house.
Yeah.
Even worse, you feel even more isolated.
And then the mum later sort of alludes, she's protested, I didn't put it there. None of the family believe her. And she's really trying to make a good impression, even though she's putting up this appearance of I'm Harper's friend. She still wants, obviously, the approval of the family because she loves this woman.
Well, and the revelation is going to come at some point.
Yeah.
Maybe not on this trip, but,
Hopefully. And... the mum says something about a brooch has gone missing, and if the brooch makes its way back, no questions asked. So she's like accusing her of stealing a brooch, and it's just a really awkward situation. And the mum is quite awful in this. I think she's an amazing actress. I love Mary Steenburgen.
Yeah, but she's a lot of the problem, really, with the family.
Yeah,
it's her sort of expectations and things is causing a lot of issues.
Yeah,
I've never seen security at a shop react like this. Maybe that's an American thing, or maybe it's just for the ease of a movie. I've had the alarm go off when I'm leaving because they've forgotten to take the tag off or whatever. And the security are always they're either really nonchalant about it and just sort of waltz over like, oh, let me sort that out for you. Or they just wave me on and go, no, it's all right, just go.
Yeah.
I've never actually had anybody suspiciously come over and be like, what have you got in the bag? But
then they're being dicks, aren't they? You find out they're sort of they want to play good cop, bad cop.
Oh yeah, one of them's like Jonah from Vive.
Yeah, because they're unsupervised, aren't they?
Yeah.
And then that fella walks in and kind of disrupts their...
Oh, I bet security guards are like that. After the Jinx and Dayla scene...
Oh, yeah.
We get a bit where the friend, John, we didn't mention his name, he's called John. All the best people in the world are called John. There's this John.
Is that what you're saying, yeah?
There's me. There's John Cameron Mitchell. I would have said Johnny Rotten, but he's at the moment he's in our bad books.
He's not doing too well.
Joe Strummer was called John. I'm going to start a rumour that David Bowie was really called John.
Who else have we got? Sid Vicious.
Yeah, but I was never really a fan of him. Yeah. So he comes to pick Abby up because you were like, oh, she's going to leave. She's had enough. She's just going to fuck off back home. Rightly so. She's getting screwed around. So he just turns up, sort of out of the blue. Now, the thing he's been doing at home the whole time is looking after some dogs and some fish for Abby, because normally she dog sits, so she's not doing that so she can go away, so he's taken her place. Now I need to mention the fish because he accidentally murders the fish that he's looking after because he's fucking hopeless, isn't he? He's great, he's wonderful,
he's just always very kind of, his mind's always elsewhere.
It's in about 7 places at once.
It's relatable.
Yeah, no, it's you. You would never kill a fish, though.
No, I wouldn't kill a fish.
It's an accident, to be fair. And I love the way he rings her up at one point and he's like, oh, these fish are wonderful. They're so great. Where would I buy one exactly the same if I wanted one?
He's not even subtle about it, is he? He rings her, or she rings... No, I think he rings her when he's actually purchasing the fish. And you can hear, like, the tanks in the background, like, humming away. Obviously, she's too distracted to even probably notice, but I personally think she would notice. I would notice if my own fish had been replaced, because there'd be something about that fish, you'd know every inch of it.
Yeah. But he's
he
panicking.
Wouldn't pick up on, as only having met it once, but she will know every little tiny detail of that fish and know that he's replaced it.
He's just stressing out, though, isn't he? He doesn't know what else to do. It's funny, even though it's dark and horrible. I thought something's died, but it is hilarious.
Yeah, it is. It's funny.
So I was happy to see him come and pick her up, because and happy to see all of the phone conversations. Because when they left him in the beginning to go on this Christmas trip, I was worried, like, oh, we're not going to see him again, but he's already been so funny. So I think they sat down and went, right, he's great. How can we keep him in the film?
Yeah. Give him more to do.
Yeah. And it works. It fucking works. What a legend.
I wasn't expecting to enjoy this film as much as I did. I thought, oh, it'll be a cute, like, little Christmas movie, a bit goofy.
Yeah.
But it has a lot of heart, and the performances are really good. You know, it does help that there's a strong cast, but also it's a very human story. Yeah, some of it is obviously film, like the bit where it all comes to a head and the fighting, and you know she goes through the picture.
Oh,
it's
I
all
love
very
that.
Hollywood.
It turns into a massive family physical fight.
Yeah, that bit's great. But it's still very, you know, like kind of believable as well as a story.
Yeah.
I do think they missed a trick not having passive aggressive Christmas by Jinx Monsoon in.
That actually would be perfect.
It would fit really well.
I wonder why they didn't. Maybe because that is in the holiday special by Jinx and Taylor.
It could just be because it's a bit too on the nose, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
They just thought.
Put it in the credits.
Yeah, it would have been good in the credits or something, I think.
That would have been awesome. Now, when they're having the fight and whatnot, Sloane, which is, I almost said Aubrey Plaza, Alison Brie. I'm blanking on everyone's names, even though
Same as me.
I love them all. These are all actresses I love. She reveals that Harper's gay to everybody, that's a horrible thing to do. You don't do that. And Abby storms out then because she's heartbroken that this happened.
No, she doesn't actually. Sorry, you're misremembering it slightly. I don't think that she does storm out until Harper denies that.
Oh yeah.
And says, "No, I'm not gay." Kind of.
Because that's the real reason.
And she storms out because she thought this is your chance to finally, say those words, and you've let me down.
And it takes, of course, our hero John to calm her down and say, this could be terrifying for some people. Like, it wasn't for you, but it was for him. Didn't his dad kick him out and not speak to him for ever?
I love that bit, actually. That scene was very touching.
It's good because it does help you like Harper a bit more again. Because if you take it on face value, you'd be like, she's a bitch. She's horrible. She's screwing around. But he's like, yeah, she is being a bitch. But is it her own fault in a way?
No, because it's because of the family that she's got, and she doesn't believe that she's got this very kind of upper class family, and they've got old fashioned ideas.
Yeah.
She doesn't believe they'll be open to them, but
well, they're not at first. They don't react well at first.
They don't, but ultimately they do.
They do. They come around quite quick, actually. It doesn't take long. It's not like in other movies, maybe this would happen at the start, and then the whole movie would be about them all coming together again.
Yeah.
And of course, that inspires Sloane to then also reveal, we're getting a divorce, me and my husband. So everyone starts coming out with not dirty secrets, but just the things they've been hiding, which you don't have to tell everybody in your family everything, but these are important things that probably should be known.
Well, the worst thing about it really is that it's done at that kind of big neighbourhood gathering as well, so everybody is in on it. You know, it's not just even within the family.
Yeah.
Everybody but I suppose, again, I think that's a deliberate point, is that it had to happen then, because it's kind of clear in the air and the family aren't then hiding anything because it's happened there. So they can't hide from the press or whoever's involved in the campaign, the mayor campaign, because, you know, all those people are there at the time that these secrets come out.
That's a good point, actually.
So I think that it's sort of, that's the point of it, is that nobody's hiding anymore. They're all just saying it like it is. The other sister as well.
Oh, God, we haven't said how good she is.
What was her name?
The character or the actress?
The
I know the
character.
actress is Mary Holland.
I don't recognise that name.
She's a standout, though. She is so funny.
She was really good, and I thought, again, I felt sorry for her because she's kind of a very sweet character in this whole thing. She's very intense, but she's just happy, and like she's a bit eccentric, and you know, a family, they don't value her. She's kind of the black sheep of the family.
Yeah, she hasn't even got a secret to come out with when they're all revealing stuff. She's like, I don't have anything.
Well, she just says, but I matter. And
Yeah.
I think it was quite emotional, that bit, because, you know, that's how she truly feels, is that all they think she's good at doing is fixing the Wi-Fi in the house, because when they introduce their family, that's the only thing they can say about
Hey, it's important.
about her. It might be, but it is awful, isn't it? That's the only thing they can say about their own daughter, is that she's good at fixing the Wi-Fi.
Well, I don't think my parents would know what to say about me. Like, I don't know, John
Loads of things.
likes to play games.
John is a successful podcaster.
They probably don't even realise, even I've told them 1,000 times.
And is very clever and doing a university degree. Lots of things.
They probably don't know half of that.
That's because you don't speak to them very much.
I have no reason to.
But going back to the film,
What's relatable for you?
it's,
You always say you feel like that.
I mean, you know, it's not relatable, but there are elements of this film that I can relate to, having come from a family that, you know, has sort of connections and things like that. And,
Yeah.
you know, where my mum and dad live is very, very kind of, you know, there's people who are like judges and things like that.
Yes,
But-
they're very posh, some of the people around there.
and there are people in that place that do like to keep up appearances, but my parents aren't like these two at all.
No, absolutely not, no.
They're not like, you know, they wouldn't really care if any of us had things. They'd just be like, I love you and I support you.
Oh my God, who could that be? Speaking of rejecting the posh and the rich, it's Pete Bentham and the Dinner Ladies with a bala caviar, vive le kebab.
caviar, vive le kebab. Abba la caviar, vive le kebab. Abba la caviar, vive le kebab. Abba la caviar, vive le kebab. Vive le kebab, vive le kebab. Vive le kebab, vive le kebab. Abba la caviar, 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 vive le kebab. Vive le kebab. Vive le kebab. Vive le kebab. Vive le kebab.
And that is what this family do as well, which is the nice thing
But
about
they
it.
have to get to that place. They're
They
not
have to
there
get
yet,
to
are
that. But it also then, the mum, I liked the bit of the mum turning around and saying, I know it's not elegant, but I really want to do karate.
they? Yeah, that's her secrets. They've got these big secrets.
Yeah.
Hers is, I want to do karate.
And so even the mum herself is having to sort of keep up this, oh, I'm the mayor's wife and I've got to be this perfect, like, first lady almost,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
type. But I've got this secret desire to do this. And, you know, she's gone through her whole life not being able to do it. And that's sad as well, isn't it? That she's, you know, she's put off doing
Yeah,
this
because she does
thing.
go and do it,
Yeah,
which is
that's-
wonderful and great. But at the
Yeah.
same time, you're like, oh, what if you did it in your prime?
I know, but I do love all that though. The credits are some of the best part of this film. Actually, I thought they were really touching.
Yeah, some people I saw didn't like this part of it because towards the end, of course, the stuff we're talking about, it gets very emotional and serious, which I love the contrast
I had a
between.
little tear in me.
Yeah, same. I think it's great to have that alongside the funny. But some people are like, oh no, I just wanted it to be funny the whole way
Yeah,
through.
but
It's
we've
like, well, that's
got
not
funny.
Yeah.
You go on Netflix and there's a ton of,
Hmm.
you know, Will Ferrell, scraping the bottom of the barrel. You know, sorry Niall, I know you love your Santa paws like dog Christmas films, but there's all of that kind of rubbish that people can watch. But this is like, it's got the kind of emotion to it, and it's got a queer story as well. And the fact that they're having to tell a story like this still in 2020, and there's still people who can't accept their kids as they are
Yeah.
now, it just says a lot, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
Sadly, you shouldn't even have to come out.
Well,
It shouldn't really be an issue.
in an ideal world, that would be the case.
It'd just be, you come home and you introduce your partner and no questions asked. I mean, it's
Maybe
no
things will
one's
change
business.
that way, you know.
It's certainly got better.
But the dad's donor backs out because of it, doesn't he, as well? Like,
Oh, yeah.
oh, I'll only support you if she keeps quiet.
About it privately.
And he's like, no. He rejects it.
Well, he's mulling it over and then he comes out, doesn't he? And that's the, like, really emotional bit as well, where he says, you know, it's not going to work out. He just says to his family, it's not going to work out. And they're all like, oh, well. And I think, again, he's felt this pressure also to, you know, to get this job as the mayor. So really, the whole point is that all of these people have been keeping up appearances, kind of thinking that the other has a certain perception of them.
Yeah,
almost,
yeah.
but it doesn't actually exist.
No, and in fact, he does, Ted, the dad, apologise to them, specifically saying, like, he feels bad that he made them feel they always had to be perfect.
Yeah.
Because he didn't know he was doing it. Even
Well,
though to
that's the
us,
thing.
the outsider, it's clear.
Well, that's the thing, but that's the thing of, you know, people don't realise these things sometimes, and that's how things, you know, there are misunderstandings and stuff because...
Well, I think that's the more common way round, because I think it's more rare for people to deliberately do something like that. That's insane.
Yeah, exactly. It's just normal to them. They've done this for years, so, you know, and this has been the aim. But they don't realise how damaging some of that behaviour is. Especially when there's another person involved, because Abby is obviously the outsider to all this.
Well, yeah, and
isn't
it's
she?
all affecting her as well now, because she's been dragged into it,
Yeah.
into this fucking mess.
And you just see, like, later when this has all come out, you know, how much happier they all are. You know, the kids, they're in the cinema, aren't they? And Abby's proposed to Harper.
Oh, yeah, and the
they're all
dad's won the
cinema.
election and everything.
And it's good because it means, well, actually, like, none of that crap that they thought mattered did matter in the end, because they all got what they wanted. The mum got to be the karate, the dad got to be the mayor.
And the sister Jane, she's been writing a book for like 10 years. Yeah, how do you describe it? It's kind of like
It sounds like a fantasy Lord of the Rings type.
Yeah, maybe skewed a bit younger, maybe like not Harry Potter young, but like that kind of thing, like a big fantasy world about war. And
reminded me like Avatar a little bit or something.
And at the end bit, she's finally finished the book, because I think she's been able to move on, in her life. And
she's been able to say a piece about I matter, and actually saying that out loud. Sometimes that can be, that can be someone's therapy, just saying something out loud.
And she needed that for herself in order to finish the book.
Yeah.
Which, I know they're not directly related, but they are in a way,
And she becomes like this best-selling author, and she's like doing talks, and she's got a book signing and stuff like that.
And John's the publisher.
Yeah, he's the book. So really, Abby's quite a key figure there, because, this other character's come into the fold that otherwise wouldn't have met. They wouldn't have met and propelled her into publishing.
Well, and
book,
also,
maybe.
not to sound selfish from his point of view, but it's helped him because he's a successful publisher already. But you get the impression that this is
going to sell like millions.
Yeah, like it's going to do him wonders.
It's like an unexpected gem,
like this film.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
How unorthodox! It's Christmas Day, people.
Shouldn't be knocking on Christmas Day.
Let's see who it is. Speaking of hidden gems, this is Piss Kitti.
And it's lovely that actually that character gets that, because finally she's proven to them, they think, this silly little book, when are you ever going to write it? But she's proven her worth.
Mm-hmm.
And also, but it's also about saying, well, you don't have to prove your worth to your family. She's done it for herself.
Yeah.
Ultimately.
Like, having their approval is nice.
Yeah.
But, if you ain't going to love yourself, how the hell are you going to love somebody else? It's cheesy, but also, it is important.
It is. And going to RuPaul and just sort of reflecting on, some of the wider themes of, it being a queer rom-com and stuff like that. I think it's good that more people are looking at stuff like RuPaul and watching it, because, there's a few people I've known who I work with and things like that, and they've said that, watching RuPaul has opened their eyes up to the world a little bit and made them realise,
Yes, I've
you
heard
don't
that.
have to necessarily be like gay to do drag, or some of these drag queens have girlfriends, or things like that, and about gender fluidity, obviously close to your heart.
Yeah. No, I've heard this a lot from different people.
And it's nice, it's good, because it's people opening themselves up to the wider world and not dismissing things as like just weird or faddy, or having these old-fashioned views. It's seeing that, like, well, at the end of the day, we're just people,
Exactly.
People are just people, and whatever sexuality or way they choose to dress, it doesn't affect the person. It's not irrelevant, really.
And as bad in some ways as RuPaul is, obviously we've talked about that on the show, and with the whole trans exclusion, although they seem, with the new season coming out soon, to be looking to change that. But
there's a trans man on
there is. We'll see if they get treated fairly. But I
hope so.
Despite that, RuPaul has done, the show being so big has also done good things. Very good things.
It's just opened it up to a lot more people, and it's normalised that culture, and it's just a nice thing for everyone to experience, I think, drag. I mean, it's for everyone. It's just fun, and there's good messages in it. And I think it's good the kids are seeing that as well. It gives you hope for the future. These young ones, they won't feel so, I've got no one to look up to, there's nobody like me. Especially the queer kids and the trans kids. And, I've come across them in my time. The struggles that they have as young people. It's good for them to have that.
Which is good as well, that they've got Jinx and Dale in this. Because it's then not only about sexuality, it's also bringing in other things like gender into a big Christmas film. Like, I know they're not a major part of the movie, but
Jinx is gender fluid.
Yeah.
As well.
And then, of course, Ben's not, but they are a drag queen, so that's already playing with gender. So it's presenting lots of different aspects of
the
queer culture.
LGBT community.
And you've even got a gay guy in the movie alongside the lesbians.
Oh God, I love it when he meets the mum, and she's like, "Oh, are you the ex-boyfriend?" And because the mum is a bit like clueless, she's probably never met a gay person. Well, that she knows of. She'll have met gay people, but she won't. They'll be closeted or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yes, I am Abby's very heterosexual boyfriend." And it's just not convincing at all. But she just doesn't. She's like, "Oh, okay."
They come out with a few things like that. Like the mum says to Abby at one point, "Oh, do you have a boyfriend, Abby?" Because they haven't said she's gay. And she's like, "No, but I have, because I have had many, but not too many. An appropriate amount. I actually just went through a breakup." And like, "Oh no." She's like, "Yeah, he was a milk man." Because she just looks across the room and like, what can I say? And then she sees the milk.
Oh, it's really falls flat on its face, doesn't it?
There's a few good quotes I've got written down as well. Like,
it's got some really good one-liners. It did make me laugh as well.
Yeah. Well, there's a bit as
cry.
well when John has come to pick up Abby and stuff, and he kind of just gets roped into staying at the party. He starts hanging out with the ex of Harper, called Connor. Is it? Is it him who's there? And he's just like trying to be like a straight bro. And he's like, "Sup," and then he just goes back, "Sup." He's like, "You pump?" "I'm sorry, weights."
Oh,
like,
God,
yeah.
Oh.
He's like, "What do you bench?" He doesn't know, because he doesn't do it at all. He's lying. He's like, 1,000, 1,000 plus. And he's just like,
And the fella
what
looks
the fuck?
Well, it's not unlike Partridge. Sorry, we're going to reference Alan Partridge again, so Americans are going to be like, what the fuck?
Go and watch it.
But the bit where Alan's trying to be all, he's this like idiot. He's trying to be all in with the builders, and he's like, any of you watched the match last night? And like, which one? Don't know.
It's just what you say, isn't it? To builders, to blokes, to guys.
Yeah, that's why I really hate having them in the house. The guy we had yesterday, we had to get some minor building work done in our
He was
house.
Okay, because I didn't have to really see him.
Because he was respectful. He wore his mask. I didn't have to ask him. And he wasn't doing all the usual builder crap. You know, he asked me what my plans were for Christmas briefly.
That's okay.
But I just can't bear dealing with them. I'd rather... Why aren't there any female builders and stuff? There's so
very
few
rare.
far between. And more women should train up in their scales of the future. Come on, train up.
Please do. I would
into
feel more
building.
comfortable. I don't like these people in my house. Like,
No, not
I
at all.
feel like John in that scene, the way he's like, well, okay, I'm talking to this guy, so I've got to try and talk to him on his level. You know?
I know what you mean.
Like when I'm in a taxi, it's like, right, so I need to adjust the way I'm going to speak here.
Don't be too obscure with your references.
Don't be obscure. And also just, you don't want them to think you're weird, because it just makes your brief encounter extra awkward. You're like, I'd rather just get through this.
I do love it though when we go in taxis and you'll get that one who looks like a typical bloke, and he'll, you know, I remember one time a fella saying, oh, where are you two going? You're looking very nice, you're smelling very nice. But it, you know, it wasn't, there was no nastiness
No,
in
it was
at all.
genuine.
It was
That I
like
wasn't making fun.
a compliment. And we said, oh, we're going to a drag show, and he just started saying about how his mate loved drag and went to watch it all the time in Benidorm.
So yeah, you can't assume anything of anyone. But I am John in that scene. It's like crapping myself, shitting myself, anxiety. Like, how do I talk to this man?
Yeah, and as a woman, it's intimidating because you just think, are they going to be a bit of a perv?
Probably is the answer. Yeah.
I've never actually encountered that, but thankfully.
That you know of. Maybe they were being a perv and you didn't catch on.
I'm quite good at stuff like that.
At being a perv.
No, well, that's
it. Yeah.
I also really loved the part where she sneaks into Harper's room, Abby, and on the way back, she doesn't manage to get there.
Oh, she's trying, yeah.
Because people are still awake. The mum comes downstairs, so she has to run and go into like a cupboard.
Oh, yeah.
And the Roomba's going mad. It's wearing all around
She
the
knocks
place.
the Roomba.
It's dead like awkward, and she ends up falling over. And the mum just says the line, great, Abby, what are you doing in the closet? It's a dead on the nose
It's
joke,
genius.
but it was brilliant.
I think they probably sat down and went, we somehow have to write a joke about being in the closet. So she needs to end up in a closet. Let's figure out how we
Like
can
literally,
do it.
it's great.
Oh, it's genius. It's so good. I love another thing John does. John has all the best bits, where he's asking, like, why are you going to, ask her to marry you? She says, Abby, you and Harper have a perfect relationship. Why do you want to ruin that by engaging in one of the most archaic institutions in the history of the human race?
I mean, to be fair, he has got a point, even though we would like to get married. I do agree with
Well,
him on
she
that.
agrees with him. She's like us, actually. She agrees with him, but says, well, yeah, but I don't know, it's just a nice thing for us to do for each other.
Well,
and he goes, okay, fair enough.
To be honest, like, we want to do it, but it's also kind of just a big excuse to have a party with our mates and piss up and just celebrate that, really. And, be kind of a family unit. But we are anyway. I mean, God, we've been together long enough.
Yeah, we are basically married, just...
We just don't... It's just not the label of husband, wife, or whatever, spouse.
Whatever you want to use,
Yeah. I just... But I do agree there needs to be something else. Not like a civil partnership, because, again, that's not, like, ideal either, is it? But I'd just like to do an old pagan thing, me.
Hey.
Just go into the woods and do a ham fasting ritual, and then we
Jinx would approve.
Yeah, and then we can just have a party,
Okay, we'll do that. And when I die, right, I want a Viking funeral.
Oh, God, well, how much does that cost?
I don't know, but I want to be set on fire while clutching a sword.
Where am I going to go and get that done? Presuming you die before me. I mean, you might not.
I will. I'll probably die next week.
Oh, Jesus.
You can figure all this out when I'm gone. When I'm busy rotting.
I'll be burdened with trying to find someone to light you on fire.
You do it.
Things I get tasked with here.
I looked up 2 facts that I found interesting as well about the movie. In Harper's old room, back at her parents' house, there's a poster of Josh Hartnett.
Oh,
Right.
God, yeah.
And
Josh Hartnett.
Claire Duval, the film's director, co-starred with Hartnett in The Faculty.
Oh, yeah, she did. I remember I said, I bet she's mates with
Yeah.
him. And that must have been in the back of my mind, The Faculty, because I watched it quite recently.
You've seen it, yeah.
But I'd forgotten that she was also in it. And Elijah Wood.
So it must be a little joke to a friend, like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
in.
write this movie and I'm gonna make my character have had a crush on you.
Because to be fair, everyone fancied him, even though he had the strangest haircut of all time.
It was very of the time.
Please Google his hair in The Faculty. Just do it. Do it now, listeners. Do it now.
Pause the show.
Because I showed you it, didn't I?
Yeah.
And you were just like, what the hell is that?
It was so strange. It was so bizarre.
It looks like... It really is not unlike David in Psychoville.
Yeah.
But kind of like punked up.
Oh my God. Listeners, if you've not watched the English show Psychoville, it's wonderful.
Oh, it's amazing.
Go and watch it.
It's hilariously, darkly funny. But yeah, Josh Hartnett, I don't get it. I don't think he's fit. Skeet Ulrich, yes.
Yeah.
Back in the day, he's probably a bit of a daddy now, so he's probably still good now. Johnny Depp, back
No,
in the
Skeet
day.
Ulrich looks really cool now, yeah.
Johnny Depp, back in the day, not so much now. All about mads now, innit? And Jeff Goldblum.
But we all know, of course, this movie's just full... It's just got loads of beautiful women in it.
Hot women in.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? There's
Yeah.
not really much
Eye candy.
male eye candy, is there?
No.
I mean, Dan Levy's not ugly, but you wouldn't go, whoa.
No, he's cute, like, yeah.
But Aubrey Plaza. Ooh.
Oh, God.
The other fact I looked up was that the Oxwood, which is the gay bar where Abby and Riley are having drinks,
Oh, yeah.
which it is a gay bar. I know in the film it never said it, but we were like, this is clearly a gay bar. Look at it. And it was.
It'd have to be if it's got drag queens on.
Well, it's a tribute to the Oxwood Inn, which is a lesbian bar in LA that closed in 2017.
Okay.
And it was the last lesbian bar in Los Angeles at the time it closed.
This lesbian bar's got no fire exits. Sorry, I had to get that.
Simpsons.
Something's bothering me about this bar.
Enjoy your death trap, ladies. That's quoted, I think, in both Christmas specials available through Sleepy Charlie Media, can I just say. This year is the year of the lesbian bar. Oh, who's this ringing that bloody doorbell again? Hang on, let's see. Everyone's coming round to our house this season. Oh, what great timing. All of this talk has been making me hungry, and here's A-Pat with the figgy pud.
One from the other I cannot tell. Layered in the softest white Christmas time or hell. Chop the bird in pieces, half a dozen more. We quibble till we're white as snow, the eggnog we pour.
wording.
Now, it is a shame. Like, it's great that they've put that little nod in, but it's a shame. This is a thing. Lesbian bars everywhere are closing. Like, there's hardly any anywhere in the world.
Why?
I don't know.
Patriarchy.
I think it is tied to that in a way, because a lot of lesbians might not feel comfortable going to a gay bar, and some gay bars are funny about having, not the good ones,
It's not like
but
that
some
in
are
Liverpool.
a bit weird.
It's just not like that.
No,
is it? It's
no.
just fine here.
But some places are strange.
It's just everyone just come to the gay bar. And enjoy
But
it.
someone said, I can't remember who it was, someone we were talking to said that there's a big difference between a gay bar and a queer bar. And I know what they mean. I think it was Graham, our friend Graham might have said it. And I totally got what he meant. Because if you go to a mainstream gay bar, it's a very specific type of thing. Whereas
Right.
if you go to something like a night that he would be part of,
Like Preach.
yeah,
Which is
it's a
a queer
totally
night,
different,
yeah.
all-encompassing, all parts of the
Inclusive.
spectrum are included.
And it's the
and-
best night in Liverpool.
Yeah. So it's a bit more broad. And you do get, you get gay people, you get lesbians, you get bisexual people, you get straight people, you get everyone will just come for this awesome night.
Just, fantastic dancing and
Oh,
all
and
kinds going on.
Obviously, I think that's open to the lesbian community, but they might feel like they want their own bar, which is fine as well. But they're all closing down.
Probably to meet people as well.
Well, exactly, yeah.
People who don't want to do the whole, online apps and
Yeah,
stuff.
because it must be awkward. Like, say if you're a lesbian and you're going to, like another type of bar, gay bar, straight bar.
You don't know who's gay and who's not.
Yeah, so it brings up that awkward bit where you'd probably have to drop some hints, and it's like, and then you've got to drop some hints to see if they actually like you back on top of that.
No.
So it's like a double whammy of shit, isn't it?
Yeah, it's annoying.
So Claire Duval obviously I'm assuming she must have frequented this bar or just liked it or just felt sad.
Wants to throw a reference in
Yeah.
for it, yeah.
I thought that was fun. Fun fact.
Yeah, that's cute.
Yeah, overall I loved this movie, I thought. I thought it was going to be like a silly, cheesy Christmas film in a good way. I thought that's what we were in for, but it turned out to be like a genuinely good, really, really funny and also heartwarming movie.
Yeah, I agree.
A new Christmas favourite for me.
Yeah, definitely.
Will it hold up in next year if we watch it again? Will it hold up? I think it will.
Yeah, it probably will, I mean, it's not a classic, but it's
I think
also...
it's a Christmas classic. Because the bar for Christmas movies is quite low.
Well, you've got Scrooged and you've got Trading Places.
I put it up there near them. Not quite on the level,
no, it's
maybe.
not quite on the level, but I know what you mean. It's not Snow Dogs too. Sorry, I don't know why I'm obsessed with dogs, but it seems to be an awful abundance of dog-related Christmas films.
There's
for
just a
some
lot of
strange
dog
reason.
movies. What was that one we watched once? Sherlock Bones.
I'll be honest with you, the best dog-related movie is that one where, for some inexplicable reason, Gary Busey is a dog.
Oh yeah, Quigley, is it?
And
Quigley.
and it's directed by the son of Anthony Perkins. I almost said Hopkins then.
Anthony Hopkins.
Anthony Perkins from Psycho.
Amazing.
It's so strange.
In another fantastic way. Someone needs to do Quigley Minute.
To be honest, I think we should just cover it with Niall.
If listeners want me and Lol to cover Quigley, please let us know.
And Niall, because Niall was there when we watched it.
Niall can guest if I let him. Yeah. So you feel the same, though, about the movie?
Yeah, I loved it. I had a tear in my eye. I got quite emotional.
Aww.
And I don't know why, because that doesn't really happen very often. I don't get emotional over films very often, but something about it just touched me.
I'm the opposite. Everything makes me cry.
Oh, bless.
Revenge of the Sith makes me cry.
To be fair, you do cry at, like, an abandoned cat cartoon.
Oh, God, you're going to set me off again.
The Futurama episode with the dog. Jesus. Grave of the Fireflies. That had me in floods of tears. This was like a tearjerker. The film Stepmom with Susan Sarandon, that is... Oh, my God.
I've not seen that one.
That is a weepy one.
Well...
There's very, very few films that actually move me to tears.
Well, you might get possibly a second helping. Because Clea Duvall did say in an interview she would love to do a sequel. She said she has a couple of ideas and she had a great time making it. Everyone seemed to really enjoy it. And they talked about it. Like, what? But, you know, she wasn't sure, like, will anyone watch this? Will anyone care?
That's so strange.
Will anyone give it a shit? I think they have. So she's open to doing a sequel, but she hasn't got anything like concrete. Like she would wait for the story to come to her.
Is she shocked by the reception it's got then? She seems like quite a humble lady.
I don't know about shocked, but she's very happy. Like, oh yeah, great, this is resonating with people. Wonderful, because she thought, well, maybe people will just reject it. It's a gay story.
Which some people will, obviously.
They will, but it is great to. I don't know why they get angry about these things. Like, now there's another option on the menu. Now there is a great LGBTQ version of a movie like this. If you're against that kind of thing, not only are you a fucking arsehole, but you don't have to watch it.
Well, no.
You don't have to just shut up.
Just watch your Trading Places or...
Watch something else. Who cares? Just fuck off.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Apparently that's awful, though.
Well, I hate it, but...
Muppet Christmas Carol.
Most people absolutely love National Lampoon, though. You're mistaken in a way because of my opinion, I think.
No, my brother watched it and also said it was terrible.
It's regarded as one of the greatest Christmas movies ever made.
I have to say, I do enjoy, and this is just me in general, a Christmas with a horror tinge to it, because I do find this time of the year, okay, you've had Halloween, it's still quite spooky. It's still atmospheric, and I think of like the M.R. James novels around this time of year and all those kind of creepy ghost stories. My dad lent me this book. It's a really old book that he's got, and he gets it. I bet he's got it.
Spooky Christmas.
It is. It's like Christmas tales.
Amazing.
I think it's out of print now, and it's all these kind of old stories from the 1920s. Some of them are Victorian, and they're about Christmas, and they've got a horror theme. And I read one about a tree, like an evil Christmas tree.
This sounds like it could make a great crossover with the horror movie Jack Frost.
It possibly, yeah. It's a bit more serious than that, but the tree, it's when you read it, you think this would actually make like a really good short feature. Not
the other movie about evil plant life, The Happening.
No, nothing like that. But this tree, it grows in like a grove, and it's like a sacred grove. It made me think of Twin Peaks a little bit. And they ordered for them to go and chop this tree down. They put it in a hole, and everyone starts getting like sick and things like that. And it's because this tree has like magic, but it's like dark magic in it, and because they've taken it from this hollow
like
ground.
all trees.
Yeah, and put it in their home. It's unleashed all this evil. And it's really good. There's a few. There's one set in Liverpool as well. But my dad gets that book out every year and always reads these classic ghost stories. So I think I always associate this time of year with like the veil's still thin. So
we could do a reading.
Yeah.
on mic of one of them if you
Could
want.
do an M.R. James story. We'll look one up, a popular one.
That'd be good.
They do stuff like that on the radio quite often, I think, as well.
Oh my god, who could that be? Oh, back from the dead! It's Zombina and the Skeletones!
I remember when I gave you your first back. It's the time to bring that feeling back. I want Transylvanian Christmas, like the ones we had back home. I want to bite on a cute girl's neck beneath the mistletoe. Oh, 'cause I'm homesick for the old country and it never seems to slow around here. I want a Transylvanian Christmas this year.
So Santa Claus is all around tonight. Oh, when he gets to my house, gonna get it right.
It's not that I'm a sick sadistic creep. It's just I'm so excited I can't sleep. I want a Transylvanian Christmas, like the ones we had back home. I want to bite on a cute girl's neck beneath the mistletoe. Oh, 'cause I'm homesick for the old country and it never seems to slow around here. I want a Transylvanian Christmas this year. I want a Transylvanian Christmas, like the ones we had back home. I want to bite on a cute girl's neck beneath the mistletoe. Oh, 'cause I'm homesick for the old country and it never seems to slow around here. I want a Transylvanian Christmas this year. I want a Transylvanian Christmas, like the ones we had back home. I want to bite on a cute girl's neck beneath the mistletoe. Oh, 'cause I'm homesick for the old country and it never seems to slow around here. I want a Transylvanian Christmas. I want a Transylvanian Christmas. I want a Transylvanian Christmas this year.
Well, with regards to the movie, do you have any sort of major criticisms? I only really have one, which is that I think for a lot of it, the family maybe are a little bit too unlikable in some ways. But I mean this in the way that, like, their world is so alien to mine, completely. I can't really relate to the situations that's happening. I wouldn't encounter any of this personally, for example, because they're so posh and fancy, they're rich as hell. So I've not ever been in any situation like this. Now, I don't have to relate to it. I still thoroughly enjoyed the movie. But, you know, if I'm nitpicking, it's like that's one thing I could say. Well, you know, I didn't feel as like, oh, this is my life.
No, I didn't really have any criticisms other than maybe the Harper kind of resolution was a bit quick. You know, she'd really kind of fucked her over and done things that were quite unforgivable, and she just sort of like forgave her.
So you want more of an apology? I get that.
I think it should have just been a little bit more, you're going to have to really earn this, you're going to have to really prove it.
Do a gesture.
Yeah. And maybe they just made Harper a bit too neglectful of it. But I suppose it's got to all kind of break down and come to a head in order for it to turn around again.
Listeners, we are
and
nitpicking.
it is a movie at the end of the day. So, you know, it'd be a bit boring if it was a bit too realistic. Wouldn't be much of a story to tell. But I can relate to elements of this film. My family aren't as posh as this family. But I've been to parties and I've been to, like, you know, remember that cricket club thing in the park? Where, you know, not quite to this extent, because these are like upper, like high class people, but some of the people that my mum and dad know, they're like acquaintances with, are not the sort of people that I would ever be friends with.
They're a bit more like these, aren't they?
Yeah. I think I made like a capitalism joke at one of them, and they didn't get it on time. I said something about, like, why don't communists like cups of tea or something like that? And they were like, I don't know. And it's like, because property is theft.
And they didn't get it.
And they were like, oh, I don't get it. So I had to explain, and I just thought, oh God, that just says it all, doesn't it?
That
just says it all, that you're such a capitalist, probably a Tory, definitely a Tory, that you didn't get that joke.
Without a doubt.
So, no, it's a great film. Everyone should watch it. Everyone should be moved by it.
Yeah. And it also ends...
Learn something.
It also ends with the most obvious, in the best way, choice of music. Tegan and Sarah play us out. It's, of course they do. Wonderful. That's exactly what I wanted.
But they did miss a trick in not putting, as we said before, passive-aggressive Christmas in the credits.
Yes, they should have. That would have been fun. Tegan and Sarah first, and then maybe go into that.
Yeah.
That would have been fun. I think we should maybe play out with some Tegan and Sarah, if we can get away with it.
I think we should... I've got one. I was dancing in the lesbian bar.
Oh.
Can you find that?
Yeah, I'm going to put that in, I reckon. So, that concludes our little discussion about Happiest Season, a wonderful, wonderful movie. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Go and watch it.
Sorry.
Now, I hope you've watched it. If you've listened to this and you haven't watched it, we've probably spoiled it for you, but I still think you'd get loads out of it, because we kind of skimmed over it and just said our general feelings and thoughts. Go and watch it now, and Merry Christmas. Have fun, drink, and party. Be merry, eat.
And be gay.
Oh, be gay, everybody. Be gay, do crimes.
Yay.
If life is dull, you crave heartache and pain. Don't want this world to be the same. If I've told you once, then I'll tell you again. This is the girl. You don't care much for sense and pride. Just ignore the boy she plays on the side of your word of the days. Suicide, this is the girl. This is the girl, 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 with your word of the days. Suicide, this is the girl.
This is the girl, this is the girl.